Because Jägermeister just tastes like kids' cough medicine.
I've never.
Ultra sweet.
I have never had any. So.
Oh, it's so bad. It's as alcoholic as any other drink, but it just tastes like kids' cough medicine. I think it's made for really like
college kids, like jocks, drink it and stuff like that.
Yeah, but ones that like really sweet, disgusting tasting drinks.
Right. It's like, hey, we're drinking, right? Like
we're drinking Jägermeister, and it sounds really tough. Really German.
People who go like,
Jägermeister.
People who make noises like that. Yeah,
and it tastes like, something that a 5-year-old would love, you know? If a 5-year-old kid was allowed to drink alcohol, that's what they would want.
Yes.
Syrupy sweet stuff. Yeah, I'm a big tough man. I drink this. Should be coloured pink and have a little flower scratch. Hello and welcome to Crackcast number 328. I'm Ozone Ocean, and with me is Tance Serene. Hello, Tance. And that's Tance. She said hello. It didn't come through on my computer for some reason. I don't know why.
I said hello then. Hello.
It did. Now it's coming through. And we have Mr. Baines. Hello, Mr. Baines. Baines
hello.
Is being a joker.
That was static. I was being a jester. I'm sorry.
The jester. The archetype Quackcast is not this week, Baines. Come on.
Oh, I'm sorry. Never mind.
He's a time traveller. He's anticipating. We're going to talk about archetypes next week because Tance came up with a fantastic idea for characters and archetypes, which we'll be chatting about.
How did she come up with all that stuff?
I don't know.
We'll ask her next week.
But this week we're going to be chatting about how to get more readers. Now, I had someone ask me on the Facebook page for Drunk Duck, and he was a new person to Drunk Duck, and he was saying, "Look, how do I get more readers? How do I get readers?" And I thought, I haven't answered this question for a while, so maybe I should do it and go through point by point. And so I said, this is how, and then I thought, maybe I should do a Quackcast about this, because it's always something that, is... We all need to know this, especially when you're just starting out. You want more readers, don't you? I mean...
Yes, absolutely.
Us who've been doing it for a long time, we're comfortable with whatever we get. We would like more readers, of course, but we're pretty comfortable because, we've tasted the glory of having lots of readers. And
once you've touched that brass ring...
Exactly. We've sampled the ambrosia of the nectar of the gods, and we know very well what it feels like. But we want to have others, to get to that exalted level as well. So that's what we're going to do here. Anyway, Hyena Hell very kindly rewrote the whole guide into this brilliant news post in her own very unique style. So we're going to be using that as the basis of our...
yes, this is excellent advice, and this is what a new comic creator, everybody should read this. Or listen to this, I guess, if we're going to be going through it. And I thought what she said was like bang on. Like that's exactly what a new webcomic creator should be, or even a not so new one should be doing.
All of us, yeah. And she said it way better than I said it originally. It was just cleverer and funnier, and applied it to real life so well, which you should do with providing good examples. So, before we get into that, I have to talk about the featured comic. Featured comic was a comic that I featured this week, and it was called VCR. And I'll just...
What does that stand for? I guess we'll find out.
I don't know, actually.
Okay.
All right, so I will talk about that now. Hello, this is Ozone Ocean, and my feature this week was VCR. This is a weird one. The story starts off with a gritty but hilarious reality TV show on in the background, and we slowly get into the meat of the story. there's a dinosaur on sale for a measly $1 million. But who has that kind of money? The pretty and perfect Betty Sue might. But how to get it? And why? Well, as to that, there is an embarrassing story about pubic hair in the shape of a lightning bolt. But we won't mention that. Suffice to say that this is a crazy and creative little story, fully digitally coloured, and it's also a crazy abstract comedy comic. So I hope you like it. It's all, yes, nice, colourful. The drawing style is very professional. It's fantastic. It looks really good. Sort of, it's like idiosyncratic style, but looking fantastic. I like the exaggerated expressions of characters and, well, just characters mainly. Their exaggerated expressions when they're being evil or scheming or just wanting something done. Sort of characters breaking panels in order to interact with each other. That sort of crazy abstractness, I think. So I hope you'll enjoy it. Yeah, if you like comedy and craziness and dastardly plots. So this is a comic by Murphy, and it's rated E. Read it. And that was the featured comic. It was VCR. Now, who was the I would have told you who wrote VCR. It's a good comic. Read it. So next up, we have the featured music. And the featured music was by, of course, Gun Wallace, as it always is, because Baines hasn't given us any featured music yet. But that's all right, because that's not his thing.
I don't want to steal his thunder.
That's Gun Wallace's thing. And
Yes,
how would I describe it? I should have copied and pasted this description. Yes, here it is. It's Sword of Kings. Sword of Kings by, of course.
By the great Bravo.
Yes, Bravo 1102.
Our friend, the Sage.
Yes, exactly, the Sage. And he has a featured theme. And I would describe this music as being urgent, regal chase music. It's Fleetwood Mac's Tusk meets Ivanhoe. This is an exciting track that conjures scenes of high adventure and epic battle. So, take it away, Mr. Gun Wallace.
Wow.
That was Gun Wallace with Sword of Kings. Bravo 1102.
King of Swords, I call it.
King of Swords. Or I call it Of Sword Kings.
We'll just keep doing that and getting it wrong until Bravo gets very angry.
Yes,
That'll be a fun
Robophanoids. Robophanoids.
Yes. Oh, yeah, exactly, yeah. That's right, we already did that to poor Bravo.
We did.
Yes.
But we will go into that with our archetypes next week. But we're talking about flashbacks. No, we're not. We're talking about...
Oh, you're having a something there. I don't know what. That was last week.
Yes, exactly. Which was Tance's news post, which we stole, and now Tance is here. So, damn it. We're not going to do a recap, no. We're going to talk about...
She heard us mangling her topic.
Going to be chatting about how to get more readers. Now, all right. I don't know if we should read Hyena Hell's enormous long post. It would be an entertaining thing to do, but it's so long. Maybe we should take turns.
No, come on.
Nope.
All right. Just you then, Tance. You read the whole lot.
Goodness.
Oh, well.
That. but you are at fault for anything I mispronounce or read wrongly. In general, it's all going to be your fault anyway. Just so you know.
Oh.
So, okay. Well, hell, long time no see. See, I really sound like Haina Hell. It's like you can see her, right? I'd like to say I'm back from my rejuvenated and refreshed and what have you. But honestly, it's damn near midnight and I'm running on 3 hours of sleep that I managed to eke out of on my couch this morning when I finished cleaning dog piss from my mattress upon arriving home at 3 a.m. after a 15-hour shift. Fun time. But enough about me. How was your day? Oh, forget. We ain't here to trade sob stories or have hardship contests. We're here to talk about comics, right? So sob stories and hardship contests. Okay. Let's talk about your comic for once. How to get more folks to notice that you even got a comic. That's the struggle, ain't it? Well, one of them. There's also drawing, writing, planning, plotting, formatting, publishing, etc. Of course, but sometimes the getting anyone to read the damn thing part seems like the struggle we got the least control over. Feel free to stop me when it's too much. So let's start right here with this side. First, you can make sure you have a signature image banner so that when you contribute to the forums, other users can see that you have a comic. Got it? Great. So, well, it's like being at a party, kinda. At some point, you realize I'll just stand over here against the wall looking interesting and surely someone will come talk to me strategy isn't the most effective way to meet people. You gotta actually approach people and engage with them. Here on the internet, you run a way slimmer risk of having a drink thrown in your face and don't have to worry that somebody's gonna point out that weird thing you do with your mouth or how much you are sweating. So how do you engage?
Ozone, are you going to take over?
Okay, all right. So, how do you engage? Comment on other people's recently updating comics. For one, especially the top 10. The folks who comment and read comments tend to be readers willing to invest their time in a comic and return to it once they're interested. So, there's a good chance at least some of them, coming up with Hyena Hell's vernacular here, some of them will click on your name to have a look at your comic. But don't be the guy at the party that interrupts conversations and only wants to talk about himself. If there is one thing that you ought to never do, it's post comments or start threads to the effect of, "Hey, check out my work." That will make exactly no one want to check out your work and will gain you nothing but contempt and revulsion. Dogs will growl at you when you walk past them. Babies will start crying in your presence and flowers will either wither at your touch. Yeah, I know. It's a bit harsh, but I don't make the rules, okay? Look, just be complimentary and play it cool, and people will come. Commenting on news posts, engaging in relevant discussions, these can serve the same purpose too. So, people do click on you. So when people do click on you, what do they find? Make sure your profile page has enough interesting info about you that someone would want to see your work. This can be your stylistic or genre influences, hobbies, witticisms, personal background, whatever. Think, what kind of tidbits or keywords makes me want to look at someone else's work? And try to attract like-minded people who dig what you do. You dig?
Savvy. Speaking of which, you gotta keep doing what you do. Dig? That's to say, consistency is key. Frequent updates will put your comic icon on the front page more often, thus increasing the odds more folk will see it and check it out. Now, if you want to step outside the boundaries of this here establishment and into the infinite vastness of the internet, let's talk about increasing your popularity through outside sources. This can be done by getting a link to your comic on a popular blog or buying advertising through Project Wonderful, on other comics, or on the Duck webcomics. Ads are a surefire way to boost your readers, and it is more affordable than it sounds. It's less like paying for friends than it sounds like, too. If you get enough views, regardless of where they're being directed from, your comic will go into the top 10 listing.
Yeah.
And then even more people will see it on the front page. And that's it, kid. You've made the big time. Nothing left to do but relax with your piles of money and fawning harem like all the big shot webcomic artists. Huzzah!
Huzzah. So, have any of you guys used these tactics deliberately or just indirectly, naturally?
Yeah, for sure. I eventually added a little icon to my forum profile, so the link to my comic appears. There's a comment below that somebody doesn't know how to do that, so maybe we could find the Hippie Van's directions to that or whatever, and help people out with doing that. Just have a link back to your comic, and then post in the forums, talk about stuff, and then you have a little comic link, little picture with a link below your post. I do that.
Okay.
And commenting. Yeah.
Yeah. Me too as well. When I remember when I first started, the Drunk Duck was the Drunk Duck, and we had all the other features.
Yeah. When we just thought the Drunk Duck was a fun-loving duck. Sorry.
Yes, exactly. It was a duck that drank duckberries and all that sort of fun stuff.
Yes.
And it wasn't only, dry shots and morose contemplation. Anyway, I only had Wolf. The first thing I ever did was put the little icon in my signature, and I started contributing in the forums like crazy, which is something I don't do right now. And it's not very advisable. People, please continue contributing. Don't do like I do. But that actually did start getting people to my comic and getting to know me. And the other thing that I also did was participate in joint community projects, art projects, a lot.
Yeah.
So exchanges, and there was this project that there was this joint comic that was being made frame by frame, and swapping and redesigning comic pages. It was another project that was really fun. And this also got attention to my comic. Pay no attention to the lightning and thunder.
Awesome. That is the sound of thunder.
Yes.
That is amazing.
The dread Cthulhu.
Ah.
Yeah. It's because I'm divulging all the secrets and the seals are being broken.
That's right.
So
playing with fire here on the Quackcast.
No,
A little
playing
bit.
with thunder.
see the things that I do for the audience. It's like,
Yes. Destroy the universe for the audience.
Destroy the universe for the audience.
She's breaking the seals.
Yeah. Jesus, Tans. Oh. You haven't got
okay, I'll
face,
stop.
not
Fine.
so.
The ends justify the means, baby.
Happy. No more seal breaking.
That sounded kind of like celebrating. Seal breaking sounds a lot like celebrating.
It did to me.
Well,
too.
someone would be celebrating if I brought this in.
That's right. The dreaded Dormammu will be dancing.
Dormammu.
I always have to reference Dormammu when he dances.
Oh,
I know he knows what it means.
So
Yes.
for me, I was sort of behind most of these notions. I did most of these things. Commenting. Well, I haven't actually tried that one. Some people do it and find a success. They go and they comment on all the top 10 comics. Become a regular commenter on those. Those comics are updating. They're popular. You may as well do it. Obviously, they're popular enough to be in the top 10, so there must be some reason for it. Go and comment on them. But that will also make you more visible. So, do it, and you'll get known. On my profile, I have a picture of Bianca dressed as Pinky TA. And unfortunately, I never made that a link, so that's a pretty useless thing. But hopefully it makes me the profile interesting enough to click on. I'm just going to now make that a link.
Well, that's one of the basic things that I haven't done. I didn't make an interesting profile or anything like that. Mine just kind of says, "Hello, this is my comic."
Hello, I'm Mr. Baines.
Oh, yeah, that kind of thing.
Mine was basically I felt the need that to treat it like a CV, and probably not the way to go. But I was young and inexperienced, and then I just lost interest. And so it remains as a bit of a curriculum vitae on what I have done artistically. So it's not interesting. It's not presented in an interesting manner. It's presented in here's what I have done, at least. So yeah.
I'm gonna have to check that out now. I haven't had a look at your profile for ages.
No, don't do that. It's not. That was not an invitation. Okay.
Oh, damn it! There's no link to it anyway. Damn it, Tance! You foiled me with your godlike powers.
Have either of you guys bought ads? Have you done advertising?
I did back in the day.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Back
Project
in the day.
Wonderful ads. Yeah, years ago, maybe 10 years ago. Yeah,
Okay.
around 10 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, and it works. I have clicked on Tance's. It's not a. She's bloody exaggerating. Chances.
No, I'm not. It's
fantastic.
super old.
But you haven't.
And it has dead links.
Yeah, you've got.
Yes,
dead
I'm
links.
seeing it now. That it has dead links in it. So maybe I will change that.
How do you? This is the symbol.
Yeah, there's a couple of broken links. Take these broken links. Anybody remember?
And learn to click again.
Oh my god.
Ah, lovely. Now I'm going to have to check out Baines' one. Okay.
I'll check it out too. I haven't looked at it in a long time.
Baines? What's Baines look like? Mr. Baines. Typical strange Mr. Baines. And Baines has got nude women photos all over his white. Baines, I'm banning you from the site now. No, it hasn't.
Check shells.
He says, "Hi there, I do a comic called Typical Strange, and occasionally an animated series called Typical Strange. See the stuff animated at typicalstrange.com. Thanks for popping by." And there is no link to the animated series.
Yeah, there is. It's right there.
Oh, it's not clickable.
I didn't make it clickable though. Doi.
Doi. We're all of us idiots. We're talking about getting more readers, and we're idiots, just ham-fisting it along, imagining that we've done all these things, and we haven't done anything. We're just
It's because we don't do it for the readers. We do it for the art.
Exactly.
We're above all that. See? That's why.
Exactly. Yeah. We imagine
I
that
didn't even think of making my profile a sales kind of thing. I guess I did really because I said, "Here's the link," but then you can't click the link.
Well, so next week when everyone is able to listen to this Quackcast, there'll be like flashing GIFs all over our profiles and
exactly
all sorts of things.
Yes, and pop up.
Pop-up ads.
Exactly. You may have won. Here, I made my link clickable here. Yeah, baby. There we go. Granted, I haven't done an animation in like 6 years or something like that, but still.
Yes, occasionally do this animation every decade or so.
Once a decade.
Once a decade. So yeah, that's been our strategy to sort of fake it. What about these other people who have commented very helpfully on this news post by the amazing Hyena Hell? Well, first up we had Ozone Ocean, and I said nothing except for good job. Then we have Kim Luster, who says, very nice, but I have to admit, I don't know how to put a banner on my forum post that links to my comic. Big boy, maybe you could help me with that.
Yeah, so we should tell people, Hippie Van did a great post on how to do it. That showed me how to do it. That post might be buried somewhere in the last year's forum.
Yeah. It is tricky though, because you can't just go to the forum and click it. You have to go to your profile and click on your profile and something about that. I don't know anything else.
No, what I'm saying is Hippie Van explained it to people somewhere in the forum.
Yeah. I'm just giving a quick explanation about how to do it.
That's a very good explanation. Thank you.
Yes, I know.
I'm just kidding. See, I'm getting drunk.
Yeah, a mean drunk, Baines.
Yeah.
Mean.
Shut up.
You go to your profile and you click on one of these buttons, forums. Click on the forum button. That's it. Yes, I was right. Yes. And then you have to have an image and then follow Hippie Van's tutorial and you'll do it. There you are, fixed.
Okay. I wonder if we can find Hippie Van's tutorials from a year or two ago.
Yeah, I'll find it.
You'll find it? Okay. We'll stick it somewhere. Not we, but you will do your great work.
I'll stick it where the sun
does shine.
Does shine, exactly. So next up we have...
Ted's gasped.
Yeah. Sorry, Chance, I stuck it in the wrong place. No. No, we have Emilius.
It's just Sorry, continue.
No.
I was not going to say anything. No. Okay.
Well, you'll fit right in then.
Where the sun don't shine, exactly. So we have Emilius up next. Emilius, who is the author of Charby the Vampire, of course, and CTV Rejigged or something like that, and Undead is Unfair, and all sorts of things. Amazing, just the doyen of Drunk Duck, the Dowager Empress.
Wow. She says, in addition to not plugging your wares on other people's comics before even saying hello, don't send PQs begging people to read your comic either.
Oh, God.
Throughout the... try to do my Bill Maher again. Throughout the years, I've gotten plenty of messages that start with a vague compliment and immediately plunge into a plug. It makes me feel like a jerk to ignore those, but I don't think it's behavior that should be rewarded. False flattery will get you nowhere. And believe it or not, top 10 don't exactly have inflated egos on DD. Even worse, when you can tell it's a form letter they sent to all the top 10. You'll get better results with genuine interaction. So find similar comics to yours, ones you enjoy, and share your feelings when you finish reading their entire archive. Leave comments and prove your interest. You just helped boost the hits, and they may be more willing to return the favor. It's not a guarantee you'll get a return read, but at least you got to read a comic out of the deal. And a good one, probably,
Yeah.
because they're top 10. I realized, like, her post is not so mean as my voice, so I should pull it back.
She's Emilius is one of the nicest people ever,
Yeah,
and she has a
exactly.
voice like a little cartoon character from the 1930s.
Yes, she's like the nicest person ever.
It's amazing. She should be doing voice work for cartoons.
She would be good at it, I bet.
Yeah, she's got that. Whereas us, we're all whiskey drinkers and avuncular sorts. We don't have those nice little voices.
Our lives are over.
Except for Tance, who sounds like an exotic
Bird.
Intellectual person.
Intellectual, yeah.
You don't-
Exotic bird. What is that?
Exotic bird?
Exotic bird intellectual.
Bane sounds like a 1960s stereotype.
See?
No, that's 1930s.
Join our terrific Beatles album burning event.
Bane's sitting there going, yeah, like Tance, yeah, she's an exotic bird, you know? I know this bird called Tance.
Exotic bird, isn't she?
Anyways, Okay.
Next up we have Nicia. The heavily pregnant Nicia. Did you realize Nicia, who is the great person behind the Drunk Duck Awards, is going to pop out a mini Nicia very soon?
Wow.
Yeah, amazing. We've watched these Drunk Duckers grow up. It's fantastic. So, do you want to read that, Tance?
Yes, please. Okay.
And
Thank you.
read it as if you're in labor.
So Nicaea is saying, what was that?
Read it as though you're in labor.
No, don't.
No.
just
I
kidding.
can't because I will cause people in the flat to be worried about me. So,
Fair enough.
but that would have been, if I was alone, I would do the Lamas thing.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. No. Nicaea is saying, I find new comics to read from the awards or from other community events like Secret Santa. Participation helps the most. Which I also agree, by the way.
I agree too.
Yes.
I went into Drunk Duck Awards, volunteered for those as much as I could initially, and then Secret Santa. That was definitely very helpful in getting involved, finding comics, and also getting a couple new readers in my own comic.
Okay.
Very worthwhile, isn't it?
I've done it as well, actually. I've done Secret Santa a few times and various other community projects. Although, for me, it was less about trying to get new readers, just trying to get these things going, Just,
Right.
oh my god, they need another person. Okay. I'll join in. Yeah. So, yeah, but...
I did it, to be honest, I did it for the fan art. I just wanted to have
Yes.
other people draw my
Yeah, that too.
characters,
That's
and,
amazing, isn't it?
I-
That's great.
Yes, I love it.
Oh,
I love it,
wow.
and I will do it again and again and again
Yeah.
until people are sick of me and my participation. So,
Yeah, I love that too, especially when you have someone else doing their own take on your character, and it's brilliant. Yeah, you're not forcing them to draw it; they just have to do it if they want someone to do their character. And you just these amazing big things. It's just so incredible. Next up, we have RM Cool. I always think of it as McCool. McCool.
Cool. Armacool.
McCool.
Armacool looks like he's some kind of winged cow.
It's McCool's own kind of dragon. So McCool,
Oh, it's a dragon.
yeah, does a comic about dragons, I believe. McCool's comic, or RM Cool, is about it's called Public Humiliation or Humiliation or something like that. I'm not sure. And it's about
Sounds like my honeymoon. Hey,
It's about characters anyway. Dragony kind of furry creatures. I'm not sure. I've never really understood it, but it looks good. So,
cool.
yeah, R.M. McCool says, well, it's cool, so I have to read it as a cool person. I get a lot of readers. I get a lot of those read my comic, recommend me letters. The cameo my character, and link to me letter. Do I love you? A project with another writer can help, but you sort of have to earn my trust. If you call me Warm Wind the Yellow Thing with the dog thing, yeah, it's not happening. You dig?
I said winged cow. I guess I screwed up.
Build a partnership with a writer whose work is like yours. It's a good idea. My fave letter is the you are really asking to be added as a co-author on my comic when I don't know you letter. I think just keep posting, writing, drawing is my best advice. Nothing happens overnight. And I know my early stuff sucked when it was in the 200s and 500s for a long time. Amelius...
He means rank there, I guess?
Must be. Amelius did give me some helpful words way back when. My kids were like 5 or 3 back then.
What?
And they're in their 20s now. So that was way back. I did my old puka. Been here a long time.
No, he says, I'm an old puka. I'm an old puka.
I'm an old puka. So...
Been here a long time. That is maybe my favorite post I've ever read.
Been here a long time. Has Drunk Duck been around 15 years? Has it?
I don't know. Seems to be not too sure how old his kids are, so we can't really take this gospel.
Actually, yeah, Drunk Duck has been around that long. My God. A person is able to comment about their children being 5 when they were started out Drunk Duck and their children are in their 20s now. That is amazing. Take that to Pastic and Smack Jeeves and Webtoons. You guys been around for children to grow up in their 20s? No. You suck. We've been around forever, dude. Jeez.
A little more humiliation. That's RMC Cool's comic.
Yeah.
He has a really, I don't know if it's a he or a she, but RMC has a very cool style. Looks very like animation kind of, like a very Disney animal style. I hope that's not taken badly.
It's very refined as well.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
Pukas are the characters.
Pukas. Kind of sketchy.
Yeah. So next up we have Mr. Bravo.
I want to give RMC a shout out. I haven't seen RMC. I didn't even know who that was.
Yeah. Well, RMC has been around forever.
The old Puka, apparently.
Yeah, the oldest.
Kids, and we're not sure how old they are. They're 5 or 3 or something.
Next up, we have Mr. Bravo 1102, which is the call sign of this man's illustrious tank brigade, of which he was corporal, I think. Corporal Bravo.
He's alive.
He's alive.
I thought you said corporeal.
Corporeal. You idiot. So, Baines, would you like to give us a bit of Bravo?
Would I? Bravo 1102. And then there are those who crank out stuff readers tell are first rate, even having creators in the top 10. The T10, I guess that's what we're calling it now. As regular readers who still nothing. Ads and awards are still can't break 100. Ads and awards and still can't break 100 page views. Some out here just get no respect, I tell you. It's all great advice, but for some, no matter what you do, readership is not guaranteed. Don't give up by any means, but don't expect the world to beat a path to your door either. Face it, some people can do anything and get acclaim. Look at you, Bane. And others can create the Sistine frickin' Chapel, Miracle in Comics, and get barely noticed. Welcome to my life. I'm corporeal.
Oh, God. This is
He's
why
actually-
We love Bravo.
we do. We love him so very much. It hurts. Oh, God. Beautiful, beautiful
I
Bravo.
do
Are
think that
people,
there is an element of luck in this entire process. Like if you are in the right place at the right time, you might get it easier, let's say, than or get things done faster than, for example, if you just all your way to the top
Yeah.
by very own fingers and
Bootstrapping.
not with the educator. Yes.
That's,
It is frustrating
Um,
to keep going and going, and you're not getting the views, and you're putting so much into your comic, and like, I just want people to read it. And, it's tough, man. It's rough. It's rough, I tell you.
And you also have, I think, to consider, like, you have to consider the subject matter, like, some types, some content is going to be by nature more popular
Yeah,
than others.
that's true.
For example, I don't expect my comic, at least without Moonlight, because Break Resistance is different in tone, to get super popular and get, all the people flocking to it for, having a good time when all you have in it is dead kids and Nazis and doom and everything.
What a crowd
So
pleaser.
yeah, of course. Of course, it's not the most easy. It's not easy listening. Let's say
Yeah.
easy reading.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to get people flocking to it to read it to have fun. In the sense, like, okay, it is enjoyable. I'm hoping, but you have to have a certain mood to want to sit down and read. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Brave Resistance, on the other hand, when it does get updated, it's a bit like Inglourious Bastards. So it gets generally, you see it gets more readership and there is more rapport and people enjoy it far more because it has a different tone. I wrote it for that purpose. So,
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more accessible and everything like that. But then again, the other factor with that is your comics are both drawn comics, which appeals naturally more to people on comic websites because comics are traditionally drawn, and so that automatically has that bit of appeal. Whereas Bravo's comic, which is a photo comic with posed characters, is not totally within the norm. It's a bit outside of it, and it takes a bit more to sort of get into that. I think, at least, I think that's how he feels. So yeah, you can be a bit behind the eight ball when you're a little bit unusual or a bit outside of that norm. So, but that's not a big factor. I think that's not a huge factor. But say if you're doing a different style of comic about some unpopular subject, like you said, the politics or bad things, skullduggery or whatever. I don't know, other stuff that's say not so popular. Yeah, then you can find it can be harder to find your feet, to find your readership, but once you do, they'll lock in solidly to it because they will be fanatically interested in that particular subject. So it's worth, keeping on slugging away.
I would say maybe commenting on other comics that if you sort of have an awareness of what themes are in your comic or what genres, like a lot of web comics are multiple genre things, which is a good thing. you sort of, if you kind of have an understanding of what areas your comic encompasses and try to find other comics that somewhat relate and comment on those comics, that's kind of where I disagree with Hyena Hell a little bit about, just commenting on the top 10. She didn't say just do that, but I mean, to focus on that is not necessarily what I would do. I would look at comics that fit the sensibility of my comic or just comics I like. Where there might be some, you might share readers. People who see you there might look at your comic and see, there is a relationship there. Like people who like this comic might like my comic.
Yeah, that happened with me. When I was, advertising and building up my comic, there were a whole lot of different comics that we would advertise together on the same kind of places, and the same kind of people would look at our comics, and that made sense to sort of group us together a bit. And what tends to happen is often these comics will come together in, like, they'll host together, things like that, and there'll be a whole group of them hosting, and they all look similar, and they get more readers that way. So, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about, how to get popular within Drunk Duck. So,
same thing, and within Drunk Duck, it's the same thing. It's the same principle.
It is. There used to be a thing with the porn comics by helmed by
Tell me more. I'm so drunk.
Well, helmed by El Cid, who had the most popular porn comic, the very hardcore.
Go on.
Death porn.
Death porn, yes.
But because he was so popular, he wanted to share his popularity out amongst the other adult comickers and the 3D comickers as well, because he was part of both of those realms. So what he would do is he would help the other 3D comickers out with their modeling and all that kind of stuff, tell them how to do it, what to do and all this stuff. And he would also share links with all the other adult comics, which was important because even though adult comics are popular... Oh, got a wolf whistle from Tanserine side there of the police cars. Ambulance. But
I'll pretend I didn't hear any of that. Yeah, okay, let's go on.
So we've got the so the adult comics are quite popular within themselves, but they can't really get a lot of popularity easily because people who aren't logged into the site can't see their avatar. You can't even see the comics. Can't see the thumbnails on the front page. You can't search for adult comics anywhere on the site. There's no way to do that. So it's hard for them to get the readership. So
it's hard up there for a pimp.
It's exactly. So what El Cid did was a really good thing, being able to share the readership out to fellow adult comickers. So that's a good thing to do. Get on board with friendly people who do stuff in the same style and share the love. Share the love.
I wonder how well, I noticed that. That was really cool that they were all doing that co-advertising, self-promotion thing. I wonder how well it worked for...
I think it worked pretty well.
Participants, yeah. That's the impression I got too. I didn't really hear definitively, but yeah, I think, that was the impression I got too. It went pretty good.
Okay. Yeah.
It's hard out there for a pimp. Getting people to read your webcomic. And other... Okay, can you finish the rhyme? Okay, I'll stop.
Yeah, it could get dirty.
Yeah.
They're all
advertising with El Cid. Something. We'll finish it up with the final copy of this, final edit of this podcast.
There's also the outside sources as well, like Twitter, Facebook pages. I don't know how successful those things are these days, though. I think they've sort of reached saturation point where they're not going to be successful, but it's worth trying if you've got a following, and that's a good way. Twitter and Facebook to get people into your comic. They are a sort of good thing to get at least to tell your existing readers that you've updated. which is an important thing if you update irregularly. Yeah. So there, I'm not sure what else.
It does help me at least. Like the page that I do have for the comic is used by a good few of the readers to know that it has updated. And also there are some capacities to share more news or generally have more communication without needing to update.
Okay.
Not that I use it too often, but when I need to, I do that. So Facebook does help in that respect. Twitter, I haven't really seen too much of an interaction, but then again, I am Twitter illiterate completely. So I probably am doing it wrong. So don't take my word for it.
Well, actually, I use it all the time myself. Here am I saying it's probably not successful, blah, blah, blah. I use it myself to promote my comics, and I also use it to keep up with other people's comics. We have a private Drunk Duck Facebook group. And
you do?
Yeah. You'd be a member of it if you're a member of Facebook, but you're not. So you can just go and
it's true.
Dance for your suffer veins.
Go and screw off.
Screw off, yeah.
Yeah.
Screw off, Baines. Take off, you hoser. Yes. You hoser. So yeah, like Facebook, things like that can be good to getting readers in. Google Plus is just people following each other incessantly and not doing anything else. So that's probably no good at all. But yeah, there are lots of techniques. I hope people will be able to take something away from this and be able to make themselves more popular, because we want you to be a success on Drunk Duck. Did we mention regular and frequent updates? I think Hyena Hell did in the thing.
Yes.
Yes, he mentioned it, yes.
But that is a super important thing, especially when you're starting out. Say if you're coming to Drunk Duck from some other comic site, right? You've got 300 comics or 200 or whatever. You've got a big archive. Don't go and just dump them on the site. That's insane.
It's the worst way to do it. It's the absolute worst way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
You'll just disappear
Other than
into nothing.
never updating, which is what I do right now. But
yeah, exactly. you do a dump of all your comics, and it'll just be a worthless mirror, basically. No one will ever see it.
It's way too much effort for someone to first see it and then have this ton of stuff to look at right away. It's
yeah.
And
also you are missing out on this frequent update exposure in the first page that Hyena Hell also talked about. Since you have all this backlog, update once a day and keep your comic in the front page for a long time.
Precisely.
Get people to notice it.
Yeah.
Precisely. That's it.
Even twice a day might be overkill. If you can, depending on the size of your archive, I guess. But I mean, it's if you can have the patience, if you do have a big archive, to keep it to once a day and avoid as much reader fatigue as you can.
Yeah.
Once a day.
Because the thing is, as Hans says, you have that front page exposure, and the thing is, if you do a whole big thing, you'll never ever get any exposure at all. You'll be on the front page once in your comic's lifetime, and never ever again. No one will ever be able to find you, unless you go and click on links. You do the profile thing and the comments. But yeah, you're wasting that fantastic opportunity. You're wasting your life.
You'd be alone for the rest of your life, like Jack.
What do you want to do with your life?
That's right.
I want to rock. But aside from that, you've got to update once a day or twice a week. And it's so easy. You can set that up with the automatic updates, and you're just getting heaps of exposure that way. So good. Yeah. So do that, man. I had this guy, asking me, how am I going to get popular? Blah, blah, blah. How can I do this? And I gave him that advice, and then he does an info dump. He uploads all his comics in one go, and it just would have been so much easier if he'd followed my advice.
Well, maybe he can still correct. It's not like it's one chance and one and done or something like that.
Well, it is for some people. If you've done 300 comics, you've got a finished comic, you can get a massive amount of readership out of that. If you only promote it the right way, you can get a whole lot of new people. But
yeah, give people a chance to find it and not have a massive archive to read. Yeah, totally, man.
So
all is not lost if you've uploaded a massive archive. I don't think it's not.
No.
You haven't put all the skills. You haven't doomed the universe to pain, agony,
broken the seal. So anyway, and any last things we should talk about readership and popularity?
Do it because you love it. Do it because you like doing it. Don't do it just for attention, or you're just going to run out of energy. That won't keep you going. It won't keep you warm and
and very quickly.
Yes, very quickly. It's true.
Yeah. Don't become reliant on readers and love and all that kind of stuff, because it's ashes. It'll all turn to ashes in your mouth.
We all want that attention, but it's really that's the wrong focus to have.
Yeah. That's true. But,
it's part of it. Of course, we want to be read. We want it to reach people, but
exactly. It's not
the priority is not attention.
Yeah.
The priority is doing the stuff you want to do and telling stories you want to tell and sharing art you want to share and all that good stuff.
Precisely. So this has been Quackcast number 328. My God, so many.
Slow and steady wins the race. Look at us, 328 episodes, and we still haven't figured it out, but we're getting there.
We're getting there slowly.
Yes.
All
we're
right.
updating regularly.
Yeah, we've got that part done at least. We got one.
For sure, man.
One of the bricks in the wall. All right. Thanks very much for listening. I've been Ozone Ocean and...
I've been Baines.
And I have been Tangerine.
Aha! Yay. And it's goodbye from me. It's goodbye. Okay. This is... Yeah. Goodbye, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.